Hi, today we're going to create this ring material that is also really easy to animate. And I start out by pausing this and delete this. And to make things really easy for us, we need to activate the node wrangler. So we start out by selecting Edit, Preferences, and then search for node wrangler and see so that's checked. Okay, great. Now we press Shift A and create a plane. Great. Then we go to the shading tab. And now we need to create a new material. So press New. We move to the material. We really don't need a principal BSDF, but we use it for now. So I want red rings, and then we need to create a wave texture, and then we use a feature from node wrangler. So we have this selected and press Ctrl T, and the mapping and texture coordinate nodes appear. We want to change from generated to object, so we do like that, and we press Ctrl Shift and select wave texture, and we see how this node looks. And we don't want bands, we want rings, but it still doesn't look correct, and this is because it's right now create a ring around X and we want to ring around Z. Yes, something like that. And now we need to combine these, so we move this one and we press Shift A and search for a mix shader, put this here, and then we put the principal BDS, the color up here, and we take the color to the factor and select this, Control Shift select, and we have the red rings, but they are not transparent, so we need to fix that. So we Shift A and we search for a transparent BSDF, something like this, and we take this to the shader, and now it doesn't look correct at all, so we need to change this. So we go to the material tab and go to settings, and instead of opaque blending mode, we change this to alpha clip, and the shading mode as well, something like this. And we have something that looks quite alright, but I don't want the edges to be hard as a square. I want it to be only rings, and then we need to have I move these over here, and for this we need Shift A gradient texture, put it here, and I want the same mapping, so we go take this vector to the vector, and I press Ctrl Shift and left click here, and right now it's linear. I don't want that, I want spherical, something like this. Great. And now I want to combine these textures again, so we need another mix shader. So I select this one, press Shift D, move this over here, and now I actually want to move this color into this factor instead, and this color should go to the shader, and this shader into this shader. And now I press Ctrl Shift left, and it's really starting to look all right, but we need to another transparency node, so I select this one, Shift D, put it here, and take it to the shader, something like this. And now if I want to change the scale and area, I can do this, but I still missing a lot of adjustment possibilities, and one of the more important one is the gradient texture adjustment. So we press Shift A and we need a Colourramp. Whoop, wrong one. Shift A, Colourramp. Put it here. And with this one I can make the ring area bigger or smaller by moving this one. And I select this one and press Shift D, and we make another Colourramp up here, because this can control the ring's thickness and stuff like that. So that's really good. And now we can just animate it if we want to. And the best way to do this, if we start here at 0, we have a value here called phase offset. So I hover here, press I, and I drag this to 100, and I change the phase to maybe like this. Hover again and press I. And if I press space, it moves. So this is great. And one final trick is, if we want this to go from one color to another, just add a gradient to the rings. We can just delete the principal BSDF, and we add a new Colourramp. Put it here, and we want maybe a bluish color and a pinkish color. We drag this to the shader. Nothing happened right now, and this is because we need another gradient texture. So we just copy this one, so Shift D, we take the color to the factor, and then this also need move this, the mapping, so something like this. And now we have a gradient on the ring. So we can do like this maybe, and it's quite a cool effect. So this is how you do it. Thanks for watching. Bye.